So, with the Philadelphia Eagles hitting destruct mode and going into a rebuilding phase, they definitely have some holes they need to fill in this upcoming draft, and they need to really hit on some of these. And some people have them taking receiver and Jaylen Waddle. Some people have them taking linebacker, Micah Parsons or Jeremiah Owusu-Karamoah. Some people have them taking a corner. Some people have them taking there's a lot of things you need because the offensive line is aging. Jason Kelsey is on his last leg. Brandon Brooks is a solid guy, but you gotta move on eventually. You got Lane Johnson, all older guys that are getting up there, so you have to really start thinking about the future of the offensive line, and then you have the young quarterback in Jalen Hurts and the young running back group, and Miles Sanders, you got that Wendell Smallwood, you got some of those other running backs there. So, and then the receivers definitely do need some work. Fulgham definitely showed some promise last year. Um, Greg Ward, I think he's underrated, but I don't think he is that guy. I don't think he is. I think you need someone else. Jalen Rager, former number one overall pick, he had a decent year. He seemed to come on a little more towards the end of the year, but yeah, I think moral of the story for this Eagles offense is you need to look at the future for the offensive line. You need to start at least. They have that young guy in Andre Dillard too. That was drafted a few years ago. Maybe he could step in and be a solid left tackle while Lane Johnson's on the right. I guess they will get stuff figured out. The left guard is a bit of a problem. They definitely have some needs on offense, and they definitely have quite a few needs on defense. Maybe it's not as bad as you may think, but there's still quite a bit of needs. They have that corner Darius Slay, who they traded for a few years ago. They have that Avonte Maddox. Every time I turned on an Eagles game, it was always him getting beat. It was always him getting burned. Then you have that Levi Wallace, I think his name is. I'm not crazy on him. I don't think he's a good cornerback. I think they really need to look at corners. Maybe one place they don't need to look is at edge rush, is at the D line. They have some solid guys there. Brendan Graham, Derek Garnett, Hargrave, and Fletcher Cox. All solid pass rushers, and I think their biggest problem is corners, linebackers. I think their safeties are pretty good. They have Anthony Harris, one of my favorite safeties in the league. He's definitely a ball hawking safety, and and that dude can really play. Maybe he didn't have the greatest figures last year, but I mean the whole Vikings defense was a mess. So let's see if Anthony Harris could really have a comeback season, a bounce back season in Philly, and really show who he really is, and remind people of the safety he is and the play he is capable of playing. And then you have the linebackers, which is where it gets bad. You have Edwards, Singleton, and yeah, there's not many guys at linebacker. You really, really need to draft someone at linebacker. And something I noticed is that the Eagles are not a fan of drafting linebackers. They never draft linebackers, and it shows. It really shows. It's either if Micah Parsons is there, do you take him? If Jeremiah Owusu-Karamoah is there, you take him. I think one of those two are very solid options. And then you go to the cornerbacks if J.C. Horn is there or Patrick Surtain is there. Depends on who their division rivals take. And the Cowboys, they may very easily take a cornerback in J.C. Horn or Patrick Surtain. It's what our cornerback that the Cowboys are interested in, and I think the Eagles should take the other. I think Patrick Surtain is a solid fit in this offense. I think he could play a part in this zone offense. I think Patrick Surtain can be a solid corner. So yeah, those are some options for the defense, and then some options for the offenses. Devontae Smith, Jaylen Waddle. I don't think Kyle Pitts is going to drop here. Plus, they have a few good tight ends. Um, I don't think they really need a running back. You don't draft running back this early, anyways. There's Alijah-Vera Tucker. Maybe Rashawn Slater drops here. Maybe you take him. There's a lot of possibilities for the Eagles at this spot, and yeah, there's really a lot. Maybe they take Elijah Moore, the guy who has been shooting up my draft board, who had a who's been showing out, and he really raised his stock. And yeah, he could maybe be a surprise pick there. And then you have the guys on defense, like I mentioned, who do they take? In my opinion, I think they should take a coverage linebacker because they are gonna run a similar system to the Colts on defense. They have Jonathan Gannon, the Colts' former defensive back coach, as the defensive coach, and they have Nick Sirianni as the head coach, former Colts offensive coordinator. So I think they're going to run that Tampa 2. They're probably going to run that Tampa 2 that the Colts run with Matt Eberflus and that they ran with Rich Gannon when he was a DB coach. And you really need coverage linebackers. You really need those linebackers who can really go from sideline to sideline to really, really make this Tampa 2 defense work. And yeah, they can use a corner. Corner would be a solid pick as well. Um, I just don't know. I think it'd just be better to go with the linebacker in either Micah Parsons or Jeremiah Jeremiah Owusu Karamoa. I always struggle saying his name. I still probably said it wrong, but yeah, I think they'll be fine going with the corner or linebacker here, and either J.C. Horn, Patrick Surtain, Jeremiah Owusu Karamoa, Micah Parsons. I will personally go if he's there, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, which I think he will be. He's probably the best coverage linebacker coming out that we've seen in a long time. But Micah Parsons would also be a solid guy because he could blitz at times, and he's very promising as a blitzer, and he could really play well in pass coverage. So a lot of potential there. And yeah, Kamara, like I said, he definitely has some upside in that Tampa too because he's fast and he's one of the better pass coveragers. So he could really help that Tampa too. Yeah. So let me know what you Eagles fans think. Let me know what you guys think, and I thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you later.